Hello, welcome to Local Edition. I'm Leslie Leighton. We are in the headlong stretch until the election. Still some business to be done in Sacramento. With us now for a look at some of the bills that he has represented still on the table and possibility of pension push. Curt Hagman, Assemblyman, thank you so much for being here.
Great to be here, Leslie. Thank you.
Which bills do you have still pending?
Well, most of my bills already made it through the process. I have two pending. One is you'd be surprised you need a law for this, but we do, to be able to put a Ronald Reagan statue in California Capitol inside the building. And a lot of people ask why him. He's our only governor who's ever become president. So, and he is internationally known for some of the work he's done. So,
what's the response been to that?
Actually, pretty good. Now, what's taken so long is who's going to be on the committee to decide where it goes. And if people have been to the Capitol, there's an old section of the Capitol that's very historic, and there's a newer annex, but it all looks like one building. And so we decide the curators do not want to put in the old part of the building, so the new part of the building, but where. And so we keep changing language of who gets to be on that committee to figure out where it goes.
Well, he's a governor who became president, but he's also a Republican. Do you have any opposition because of that
I had a few people lay off, but it's been bipartisanly support through the process. It's got one committee to go and then off to the governor, so we're hopeful on that one.
I know about another bill that you just put out there recently.
Yeah, and I think myself, like most of the viewers out there, probably have the same impression. I've been watching Olympics. I'm very proud of our U.S. athletes. Then one of the reporters brought up is that the athletes get taxed on both. When an athlete wins a medal, they get a cash award as well. I think it's $5,000, $10,000, and $25,000 based on what it is, and they get charged on what the medal's worth. So if you get a gold medal, you get $25,000 and whatever the worth of the medal, and we tax them on it, the state and the federal government. And so I'm writing a bill right now that would be able to exempt that portion of it. We're going to treat it like a trophy, and try to support our Olympians. We have a quarter of the athletes here in California that's at the Olympics right now, and we want to support them. I believe there's a congressman doing the same thing at the federal level, so hopefully we don't tax them.
All right, let me be Debbie Downer. These guys, if they get a gold medal, they're also going to get the rewards of the income when they have their picture on the Wheaties box. No one's giving me any tax breaks.
And they should give them taxes up the yin-yang, because that's an employment job. When they come back and become a spokesperson for Nike or whatever, then that's going to be income they could be taxed on and taxed on well. But if you're one of those everyday athletes that spent 4 years getting there, probably a lot their own personal expense to get to where they're going, and you get $25,000 in gold medal, and the tax on that between the federal and the state probably takes away their medal, or at least all the cash thing. I think that's a little bit too much. That's something you want to keep and treasure.
Okay, you've been here many times throughout the year. One of the things we discuss a lot, public pension reform. Is anything going to get done before the next election?
We are hearing, unfortunately, Republicans are not part of the discussions. We came out with the governor's plan several months ago and say we'll support the governor's plan, that there will be an attempt to get some kind of pension reform out of the system. We're just hopeful that there's actually true pension reform and not just a political type of fix that says, well, it looks good, but it really doesn't have any substance. So we'll see, but I hear there might be a push for it the next couple of weeks.
How big a deal is this?
I think it's huge. You see with the bankruptcies of local cities, and some of the bigger cities are going through this, looking at the counties even. If we could show some leadership on the state level and say, look, take our lead. We've done the hard push for you. We've done the hard analysis for you. We made a compromise between our very treasured state workers and ourselves that will last for a while. Take our lead and follow us, and make it a lot easier for local governments that don't have the resources we do at the state level to kind of go through all this.
There's the process of awareness. People are surprised a lot of times that beyond our police and our firefighters, the people who put their lives in jeopardy, that people in the desk jobs are getting these generous pensions too. Absolutely,
and one of the biggest things about pensions I tell my public is 30, 35 years ago, we were expected to live to 68, the average life expectancy. Now we're up to 82. So instead of being retired for 7 years, we're being retired for 20 plus years. The math just doesn't work the same way it is. We have to take into account with modern technology and a very good thing that we're living longer. But let's be real about it. Let's try to find out a permanent solution so we can extend the promise to our public employees without taking advantage of the rest of the public.
Curt Hagman, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for watching this local edition. I'm Leslie Leighton.